what's going on, everybody? This is John J. Gaiman on the mic, coming at you guys with the final regular season game of the ACSA regular season. We have today's matchup featuring two teams from the Super South Conference. We have the Little Rock Yellow Jackets coming in ranked number 16 in the nation, going on the road to play against the Central Georgia A&M Bulldogs, who are in the top 25 for the very first time since the very first week of this season. They are back in and are looking to remain in the top 25, but they gotta win here. And so now we'll see if they can get the job done, but it's gonna be a good one. So make sure you smash that like button as well as hit subscribe if you do have to be brand new to the channel. Let's go ahead and get into today's game action, shall we? So let's go ahead and get this game officially underway between the Little Rock Yellow Jackets and Central Georgia A&M, which will indeed be the final regular season game of the ACSA inaugural season before we start going into postseason play here. At Central Georgia A&M, they actually are going to go ahead and start with the football here. Starting pretty solid, actually, already at the 40-yard line. We'll see how the rest of the drive will be able to progress. As now we got 2nd and 10. Going to go to the left-hand side. Out to Risner, who is able to get a nice little 7-yard gain on the play right there. As now 3rd and 3 coming up for Central Georgia A&M. See if the drive will stall out or not. As now Rochelle will hand it off to Risner once again, who does get it to midfield. And will be able to keep the drive alive for the Bulldogs. As Central Georgia A&M, they are a team. They started out in the top 5 when the season originally started, but after an upset loss back in week 1, they actually went ahead and fell all the way out of the top 25 poll, but they are now back, baby. It took them 12 weeks to get back, but they are now back. We'll see if Central Georgia A&M can do what it takes to remain in that top 25, as a loss will likely take them out. As now 3rd and long coming up for Central Georgia A&M. We'll see what the Bulldogs can come up with here, as Rochelle will drop back the pass. Facing pressure though, Rochelle going to try to scramble, actually get some good yards, but it's going to be well short of the marker, however, which does mean that Central Georgia A&M, they have to go ahead and settle for a field goal here, but we'll be enjoying an early 3-0 lead on the Yellow Jackets, as they will go ahead and kick things off for Little Rock's first possession, although that might not be necessary, as he is all by himself. No one's gonna catch this man, and he is gone. Touchdown, Little Rock, and just in a blink of an eye, the Little Rock Yellow Jackets gonna go ahead and take the lead on the number 23 team in the nation. Little Rock with some great momentum, as we'll now come back and see Central A&M back on the field once again. We'll see what the Bulldogs can respond with after giving up that kick return for a touchdown. As now 2nd and 4, Risner gonna go ahead and pick up the first down right here. It's now 1st and 10 again for Central Georgia A&M. Rochelle dropping back on a throw to the left-hand side. Finds Thompson down the sideline. 1st down for Central Georgia, as they are on the move once again. Handed off to Risner this time. Nearly picking up the 1st down as well. You'll love to see that. As now 3rd and 1 coming up here. We'll see if the Bulldogs will continue to keep it on the ground here, or if they'll do a little bit of a play action, as Rochelle actually keeping it and picking up good yards in the process, getting to a 30-yard line before going ahead and sliding down. As now 1st down, Rochelle dropping back. No, actually going to run it upfield himself once again, as they draw closer into the red zone, as they try to take the lead back from the Yellow Jackets, as they try to throw it here on 2nd and 4, but it is incomplete, however. So now a 3rd and 4 coming up. Going to try to get it with the backup tailback, Callahan, who fights forward to about the 19-yard line for a 1st down. As now, again, Rochelle going to keep it here. Another metaphorical drive for the Central Georgia A&M They're continuing to move forward. Rochelle again going for the end zone. It makes a couple guys miss as well. And so Central Georgia A&M, just like that, retakes the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. And now a 10-7 lead that the Bulldogs will enjoy. But for the very first time today, we will finally see the Little Rock offense. They didn't even need the football. Their offense didn't first time out, as they were able to get a kick return for a touchdown. We'll see what this offense can do for Little Rock. Remember, this is a team that beat Alabama Hoover back when they were ranked #1 in the country and was at full strength. So Little Rock is capable of a very good performance as a football team. We'll see if they can do it here. As 3rd and 6. They try to run it with Allen, but well short of the marker, however, as it does put an end to the first quarter of play, and Central Georgia A&M enjoying an early 10-7 lead here on Senior Day. So welcome to the second quarter of play officially, as we'll pick up with Little Rock with a 3rd and 6, the first drive of this second quarter of play. Stevens going to go ahead and take it up the middle and pick up the first down, sliding down in the process as well. Gotta avoid those big body hits whenever you can. So you love to see that. As a few plays later, facing 3rd and 4, Allen trying to switch directions, but the Georgia A&M defense was simply ready for it. And as a result of that, that does mean that Little Rock does have to punt the football away for the very first time today. So now Central Georgia back on the field, scoring on both of their drives so far here today. We'll see if that trend can still continue, as Rochelle will throw over the middle to Thompson, who spins around a few defenders and gets across the 35-yard line in the process. So now 1st and 10. Rochelle dropping back to pass. He's looking around. He's got some space to work with. He's going to go ahead and finally be brought down, but not before reaching midfield. That moves the chains for the Bulldogs. As now, a couple plays later, Rochelle dropping back again, this time under center. Going to try to throw it down the right sideline, and Callahan actually catches it off the deflection, the tip drill, doing wonders for the Bulldogs. Sometimes it is simply better to be lucky than it is to be good, and you can say that right there, a very contested area. But can that luck still continue? Central Georgia now facing a 3rd and long from the 16-yard line. Rochelle will drop back the pass, going to try to throw it towards the end zone, gets it to Thompson, who finds his way and gets to pay dirt. Touchdown Central Georgia A&M. And they are starting out absolutely on fire here. The touchdown will make this a 17-7 lead in favor of the Bulldogs. And they are looking fantastic here on this Senior Day so far here today. Is now 2nd and 3 coming up for Little Rock. Stevens will hand it off to Allen. And Allen's going to be able to pick up the first down for the Yellow Jackets, as they're going to try to get some kind of momentum going here before the end of this first half. They do throw it to, looks like a slant guy, but cannot make the catch, however. So going to try again here, 3rd and 7. Allen going to try to run forward, but again, 3rd and long, and they're running with the football. A little bit of a questionable decision, if I say so myself, and as a result of that, they once again have to punt the football away to Central Georgia A&M. They have been on fire on offense so far in this first half, as Risner going to try to keep it going here, but it might change here as a fumble on the play gives it to Little Rock. They don't score, however, and so Central Georgia A&M goes into halftime still with a 17-7 lead. So welcome back to the second half of play, and I will say, if it wasn't for that kick return for a touchdown, it would be a world of hurt right now for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see if the offense can perform a little bit better here, as we'll go ahead and start this drive off in pretty good territory, if I say so myself. It's now 3rd and short coming up for Little Rock. Stevens will actually try to run it himself. Tough running, as the defense did a really good job with containment overall, but sometimes a great offensive execution You can't really beat that no matter what you call as a defense. As Allen going to go ahead and spin forward across the 35-yard line for a first down. As now a couple plays later, Stevens dropping back, throw it to the left-hand side, tries to throw it down the left sideline, but overthrows his man, which does result in an incompletion. As now 3rd and long coming up here. Allen going to go ahead, actually Stevens going to go ahead and take the snap, has to run for his life and is going to be sacked in the backfield, which means Little Rock has to settle for a field goal, but at the very least they are able to make this a one-score game, and on top of that they force a 3-and-out from Central Georgia A&M. So here they are back on the field once again. Their offensive unit is trying to go ahead and see if they can actually go ahead and tie this game. Little Rock certainly playing a lot better here in the second half. As Stevens will drop back the pass here on this 2nd and 12. Lassiter gonna be actually tackled across the first down marker. You hate to see it as a defensive guy. A fresh set of downs for the Yellow Jackets to work with, and they almost get another first down on top of that as well. An 8-yard gain by the quarterback. As now they'll toss it to right-hand side to Allen, which is nearly intercepted, by the way. Almost could have been a fumble-rooski for 6 points the other way, but instead Little Rock still able to keep their drive going. And on a 3rd and 4, setting up a potentially big play right here from momentum standpoint. You definitely want to punch it in if you are Little Rock. We'll see what they do here. 3rd and 4. Stevens dropping back, throwing to the right-hand side. Has a man! But somehow couldn't complete it. I don't even know what happened there, but Little Rock, as a result, was able to go ahead and get a field goal. But, man, that is certainly tough right there, however. As now 2nd and 3. Stevens throw it over the middle. It's nearly intercepted once again. As now 3rd and 3 coming up for the Yellow Jackets here. We'll see what they can do. As Stevens actually going to go ahead and move some guys, turn it into a 3-line set, bunch to the right-hand side. As Stevens will drop back, facing pressure, finds a wide open man in Lassiter, who turns around, makes the catch, and gets the first down across the 40-yard line. As we are approaching the end of this 3rd quarter of play, Stevens trying to pick up some more yards, but instead throws the ball into traffic, and as a result, ball gets intercepted, and that's how this 3rd quarter ends. Central Georgia A&M still hanging on though, leading 17-13. So now welcome back to the 4th quarter of play right here, as Rochelle going to hand things off to Rishner, who is going to leap over a defender. Central Georgia A&M looking to make things happen right here. As now 1st and 10. Rochelle, a design quarterback run, going to go ahead and slide down for a nice little 9-yard gain on the play. Is now 2nd and short now. Rochelle dropping back again. Pocket collapsing. But that's good for a first down. However, Central Georgia keeping things rocking and rolling over here now at midfield. Gets it to Thomas now, who gets it across the 35-yard line at the same time. First down for the Bulldogs. Is now 2nd and 11 again. Going to the left-hand side. Gets it to Thompson, who spins out of bounds. You'll love to see it. Is now 2nd and 13. Rochelle dropping back. He's looking around. Gonna throw this thing down the middle of the field. Has himself a man for a split second. But it's deflected away. And now 3rd and long for Central Georgia. You would imagine they would pass the football here. Is now Rochelle dropping back. Going over the middle. Had a man for a second, but it's deflected away. So the Bulldogs settle for a field goal, but they make this a 7-point game. We'll see what Little Rock can do here. They need a touchdown in order to tie this things up. Assume they don't go for 2, which of course is possible here in the ACSA. We do have some very aggressive coaches in the ACSA, at least over the course of this regular season. It's now 1st and 10. Stevens dropping back. He's got some protection. Gonna throw it down the right sideline. That's incomplete, unfortunately. Could have been picked off. It's now 2nd and 10. Stevens dropping back. He's got plenty of time. Gonna launch this thing. And that's also incomplete. Man was completely covered. Wasn't sure what he was trying to do here. Maybe he was trying to scramble or something. Major scramble drill just not working, and as a result, the Little Rock drive, they end up stalling out because of it. So now Central Georgia A&M, they got to come out here 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. As Rochelle going to go ahead and get a little 8-yard gain on the play. As now 2nd and 2, Rochelle dropping back, going to throw it down the left sideline. That's incomplete. So that stops the clock, and Little Rock can preserve their timeout still. As Risner, finally some sense coming down about Central Georgia's sideline. They're going to run the football, and they run it for a 1st down. We'll see when Little Rock does end up taking their timeouts, if they choose to take their timeouts. As there's a fumble on the play, Little Rock could have recovered it, but Central Georgia A&M, they fall on it, but that could have been disaster for the Bulldogs as they continue to try to pass it, but quarterback, I think, knows a little bit better here. So now 3rd and long for the Bulldogs. A 1st down could effectively end this game, or at least make it very difficult for Little Rock to try and come back here. As Rochelle on 3rd and 9, going to drop back. He's looking around, going to go ahead and get some space. And gets across the 40-yard line for the 1st down for the Bulldogs. As it's looking more clear that the Bulldogs can come back and win this thing. But wait a minute, there's a fumble. Little Rock is going to be able to recover. And they still, without their timeouts, they have a minute left. They have an opportunity here to win this football game. We'll see if they can do it. As they try to toss it, what are you thinking? Why are you trying to toss the football right now? What is absolutely happening? So now 2nd and 17. Stevens going to try to make something happen. Gets plenty of yardage, but they don't have any timeouts. I don't even know if they're going to be able to run another play, as there's only, looks like 10 seconds left and counting. This could be the final play of the game if Little Rock is not careful here. As quarterback is taking his time. What are you doing? You don't have time. You just got to get up and go. Stevens trying to run upfield. He's going to get the touchdown, or he's going to fall. Gets the 1st down, but Central Georgia going to go ahead and hang on and win this game by a final score of 20-13, the final game of the ACSA regular season. Alright guys, so with the regular season now concluded, next episode will be the reveal of the teams that did make it to their respective conference championship games. 10 conference championship games in total. Should be a very special ACSA episode for you guys, and if you are excited for it, do me a favor and please smash that like button, as well as hit subscribe if you have to be brand new to the channel, and like what you happen to see as well. This is John J Gaming on the mic. Hoping you guys are all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.